Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this session of Keeping in Touch, bringing you up to date with events occurring at Sylvania United Church of Christ. We are very pleased to have with us today the chairperson of the search committee for a new senior pastor, and she is going to report on the events of this past weekend when we were able to welcome the candidate and spouse. So Kathy, you want to tell us about the weekend and what occurred?
Sure, David. Hi, everyone. The search committee thanks you for your wonderful participation during the candidating weekend. And what a weekend it was. Seeing you all on Zoom for the two sessions was such a homecoming, and it was so heartwarming. There were 95 participants. We received a comment mentioning that this was a great opportunity to hear more from the candidate than a normal candidating weekend. What a fantastic turnout we had at the drive-by too on Saturday. There were 60 cars with 100 participants. And you greeted the candidate and spouse, and they were so touched by the warm welcome. We were thrilled that with the number of you who voted, 189. We are so blessed to have such an active and caring congregation. We thank you for your continued support throughout the search. We sense that there's a lot of excitement, and we look forward to what lies ahead for Sylvania United Church of Christ. But just a reminder, we all need to keep the candidate's name confidential until next week. So in closing, I just truly want to thank the search committee. Each member, they were so passionate and they were so committed throughout this process, and they are really an incredible group. So thanks to you all. We really, really appreciated your support.
Thank you, Kathy. Now, did you tell us when the candidate will be coming?
So the candidate will be coming September 1st.
September 1st, we have a new senior pastor.
Right.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. It was truly a wonderful, a really blessed weekend, I feel, in so many respects. And especially for me, seeing all the cars that were in our parking lot to greet the candidate on Saturday. It's been so long where there's been a sense of the congregation. On Sundays, we preached to an empty sanctuary. Prior to that, it was to iPad, and it was wonderful to see the cars line the parking lot to greet the pastor and recognize we still do have a great congregation, and thank the search committee for doing it. And they were excellent tenants in the parking lot too, and guiding people. So coming up before the summer is not too much older will be Vacation Bible School. Elaine is going to talk about that, and then also about a survey that we are asking everyone to complete. Elaine?
Hi, everyone. So the registration link for VBS is live now. It was in the newsletter. Families received an email about it on Monday. It should be posted in the Facebook group this week, and it's on our website. So plenty of ways to find that registration link. We will be meeting throughout the summer, the Wednesdays in July at 6:30 to 7 p.m. You can gather with us for some story time and some different projects just to connect. And we'll also have other materials that we'll pass out and have digitally available on the website. On another note, the Coronavirus Committee has put together a survey. We would just like your input and feedback, and that will go out Wednesday morning. So keep an eye out for that survey. Thank you.
That's going to be a very important survey, giving us a sense of where the congregation is in regard to the virus and how they are willing or unwilling to participate in certain activities. And then also asking if you, as a member of the congregation, would be interested in having a Zoom coffee hour either before worship or after worship, where you can greet one another online just before or just after the worship service. So look for that survey and please complete it, and we definitely will respond to it. Now, Mary is working in different areas. One of the areas is with our graduates, and she is going to speak about that. And then anything else, Mary, that you have that you'd like to mention?
Yes, hello everyone. We are trying to have a graduate recognition Sunday on June 28th. That's a little later than usual because we had a candidate speaking on the usual Sunday. So I'm working on making contact with recent high school or this year's high school graduates and college graduates. So if I have not reached out to you or your family and you are interested in participating, probably by video, let me know. We're trying to collect those videos to use during the service, and we'll go from there. So do contact me. You can reach me by text or email, both of which are in the directory. And then just a reminder, Tizay is this week on Thursday at 7 p.m. So there'll be a link posted for that. That'll go out Thursday.
Good. Okay, and speaking of the Tizay service, and then also our worship service, if you've joined us for worship on Sunday, you've noticed that we've moved to the sanctuary and are able to make it more like a full worship service. And to enable that, we have hired a consultant, Bruce Myers, who is working with us in setting up our online streaming of the worship service, and has been very, very helpful. And the comments we receive is that you have enjoyed being a part of a more regular worship service. So we're thankful to Bruce for that. Now, Joyce, who runs our church office and everything, do you have any comments that you want to make?
Yes. Hi, everybody. I am getting pretty excited and trying to be patient about getting back in the office and seeing your smiling faces come through. I have sent out the newsletter for late June. I just want to let you know, though, that what I just found out was the paper newsletter that I send out doesn't always get to people in the adequate enough time for them to see the news. Sometimes they get it a little too late. In this case, I had somebody receive their March-April newsletter yesterday. They
Wow.
literally got it in the mail yesterday, the March-April newsletter. So I think the issue with that is it was hung up in Michigan, from what I understand. Because I'm trying to do a little research on this and how maybe we can correct that, and it's out of my control. With the COVID, there's less people working in at the post office hub where all of our mail goes to, from what I understand. So I am so sorry if you guys that I mailed the newsletter to are not getting that newsletter in an ample time for you to get the latest information. If you know anyone who receives the paper newsletter, please reach out to them and let them know they're not alone. It's happening sporadically. Like I said, they received their newsletter yesterday from March and April. And if anyone has any other ideas on maybe how we could reach out to the folks at home who don't have internet, who aren't on the email list, feel free to give the church a call. Let me know. I am willing to explore any ideas because I feel terrible that that's happening, and hopefully it'll get fixed soon with the post office. Other than that, that's all I have. I'm looking forward to finally seeing everybody.
Thank you, Joyce. And in the days, weeks to come, Joyce will be putting in more and more of her hours at the church so that there will be somebody there that if you call, even though now if you call the church, it does ring at Joyce's home and she is able to answer your concerns. The one thing that I would also like to bring up is that beginning in July, I am going to be offering a course on white fragility, why it's so hard for white people to talk about racism. With the events occurring in our country today, it seems like a very good opportunity for us to talk about racism and how we might be involved in that. And I would invite you to consider being a participant. It's based on the book White Fragility, which you can order from your big box bookstore or local bookstore, or in your ebook. And we will begin the first full week in July, either Wednesdays at 9:30 in the morning or Tuesdays at 7:15 in the evening. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. If you'd like to register, just so that we know who to put on Zoom for these meetings, please call the church office and Joyce will take your name and make sure that I get it. And we will set up a Zoom account for when the sessions begin. So that begins the week of July 5th, the book White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo. Yes, Elaine.
I also just remembered Pub Theology is tonight at 6. So join us. If you need the information for that, contact Pete Hildebrand. Thank you.
Good. Well, and that's going to be an interesting thing. If we have the Tuesday evening session for White Fragility, the one Tuesday out of the month, you can go to Pub Theology at 6 o'clock and then join the discussion group on White Fragility at 7:15. Probably we should have had the reverse with the White Fragility discussion and then the Pub Theology, but we hope that you might be able on those Tuesdays to join us for both events. I believe that is all for today, a little shortened version, but we certainly thank you for continuing to tune in to hear what is happening at Sylvania United Church of Christ. And I hope you join with us in the anticipation and excitement we have about having a new senior pastor who will begin on September 1st. But until next week, we hope you have a wonderful week and we thank you for listening. Goodbye.